Thank you very much. How we doing tonight, Clayton? Woo! Woo! Tired? At least you're honest. I'm tired too, but be up here for just a bit. Does anybody remember when you were a kid? You're just driving. I'm not driving. Nobody weren't driving when you were a kid, but riding in the car, just minding your own business, and then all of a sudden, somebody leans over and punches you and goes, "Punch bug!" You have no clue what happened. You're like, "Ow! Why are we mixing violence and insects?" So we turned the corner, and I turned back and hit them 3 times. Beat the hell out of you, butterfly. Because that's one of those things your parents don't teach you about. They never tell you that this may be coming up in your life, because your parents, you think, are supposed to teach you the important things. Yes, they tell you look both ways before crossing the street. Never mention do not drink orange juice after you brush your teeth. I remember I was 6 years old. The first time that happened to me, I come down, mouth is clean, teeth freshly cleaned. You get a glass of orange juice and you drink that, and it was evil, evil in a glass. So I had this evil taste in my mouth, and I'm like, I gotta get it out. So I go to the kitchen cabinet and I look, and I see a jar of vanilla flavoring. So I'm thinking, this will get it out. Vanilla's good, and it's now double evil in my mouth. So, but parents don't teach you that. Don't take candy from strangers, because it's bad candy. But nothing about eating ice cream too quickly. You remember the first time you did that? You're like, wow, this ice cream is good. This ice cream is, I'm having an aneurysm. Oh Lord, why are you punishing me? So the NCAA tournament. Anybody into that? Woo! One guy here is a basketball fan. That's fine. You know, the NCAA, or is this known as Virginia Tech Passover? I always thought it would be cool. Oh, I was about to fall. You guys were laughing at that when you come to see the fat guy fall. Yeah. I always thought it would be cool if parents named their kids after how they met or how the kids were conceived. For example, my name would be Blind Date Harris. My wife's name would be First Time I Ever Tried Marijuana. Our kid's name would be Yahoo Chat Room. I'm just scared one day he would bring his little girlfriend number I found on a bathroom stall home. Wow, anybody remember that show, The Dukes of Hazzard? I used to love that show when I was a kid. I always wanted a car like the General Lee. I wanted a car that could jump a lake. But not only jump a lake, stop halfway and pause. You remember that announcer guy? Do you think the General will make it? I hope so, buddy, because if not, you're out of a job next week. It was a strange, maybe I paid too much attention to that show, because if you think about it, there's one paved street in the whole county. That was Main Street. Remember where the Boar's Nest and all that was? Yet there was always construction and trucks that Roscoe and them would run into. I'm paying way too much attention to this stuff. I have no life is what it is. Oh wow. I remember when I went to college, I had a roommate, and I don't want to say he drank too much, but one night I'm asleep, he comes back holding a mailbox, somebody else's mailbox, with the post still attached. And he says, "Joey, I figured it out. This is brilliant. Now we can get our mail in our room. We don't have to go out when it rains." He drank too much one night. He calls me up and says, "Oh, Joey, I don't remember where our room is. I've had too much to drink." I said, "Okay, John, I'll come pick you up. Are you at least in the building?" "Yes." I said, "Well, try to make your way over to the door. Tell me what the door number is. I will come and get you." "Okay." So he fumbles, like 5 minutes later he makes it to the door. It says 110. I said, John, I'm across the hall. I open up the door, I'm like, hi. He's like, what took you so long? I celebrated a birthday recently. Anybody had a birthday lately?
Yeah.
Last year. Not yet. All right. I have 2 sisters, and all of our birthdays are on the same month. In the same week, the 16th, 18th, and 20th of January. And figured out a few years ago, if you count backwards 9 months from January, you get April, and that's when my mom's birthday is, and now you all know what my dad gets my mom for her birthday. And I found out there's 2 reasons for that. My dad hates to shop, and he knows what my mother likes. One time I had the worst job I was a manager at a camp, but it wasn't like a summer camp for kids. It was like where people would drive their RVs. And so this one guy calls me and says, I want to come check out your camp. I said, okay, so I gave him directions. He showed up, and he was slightly intoxicated. The reason that I know this is that when he came in, he looked at me, he says, you know, you didn't sound black on the phone. I didn't even know how to respond to that. Thank you. You know. And several years ago, I moved to a new town, and you know, you ever get to the point where you just need a job? You're willing to take anything? I saw they were advertising for a garbage pickup man, $9 an hour, full benefits. I'm like, I'm a college graduate, but I'll do anything. I need money. So it says, go down to City Hall and apply. So I'm there, I'm filling out the application. I notice, you ever notice when somebody is staring at you and you don't know why? So I'm filling out the application, this man, and then I'm filling it out. And so he walks out, and you can hear him on his cell phone. He says, get in here, quick. So I'm still filling it out, and this woman comes in, and they start doing this around the door. And so she does that first. He goes, yes, I'm telling you. No way. He said, it is the little fat white kid from the Cosby Show. Anybody here got a cat? I've got a cat. I love my cat, but sometimes I wake up and he's like right here staring at me. Like if I had opposable thumbs, a shovel, and a hefty bag, you wouldn't be here right now. I have strange dreams. I dreamed the other night that all the pets in the world all of a sudden could talk and, you know, all that. Man, they were pissed at Bob Barker. They were going to find him and spay and neuter him. But I have strange dreams. I dreamed one time that I was on Jeopardy against God. It was just me, God, and Alex. That was the longest dream of my life. Because it was like this: I'll take animals for 300. Alex, zebras. I'm sorry, what is zebras? Alex. That's right. Even the introductions were bad. He's like, so God, tell me a little bit about yourself. Well, Alex, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I created the world in 6 days, and I like to take Sundays off. And then it's like, well, Joey, tell me a little bit about yourself. What can you do to follow that? I drove myself over here tonight, Alex. Thank you. Final Jeopardy. Category is biblical people. Answer is also known as Jehovah or Yahweh. God writes, who is me? I write, who is him? I think that's very good, but since you don't have anything, you don't get anything. Oh, wow. My grandfather Used to own a full-service gas station. Anybody remember those? They come out, they pump your gas for you, you know, wash your windows, check your tires, and all that. One day he comes out and he says, "There's 4 guys pull up." "What'll it be?" "Fill it up, old man." So he starts filling up tires, windows, all that. It finished, he tops it off, turns around, and does this. And when he does that, they take off. My grandfather's like most old people. He's not going to let that ride. Runs into the store, gets a shotgun, comes back out, pumps it, boom, blows the back windshield out of this car. They take off down into a cotton patch. They come back, pay him for the gas, the window, and the shotgun shell. Oh my goodness. He would go, and I don't know if you've ever been in a small town, but they get into everybody's business. They know one day he's at home and an ambulance turns around in his yard, so everybody thinks it's him. So he gets calls all night long, he can't stand it. Finally, a woman he works with him said, "Mr. Richardson, I heard that the ambulance came to your house. I want to know what was wrong." He said, "Well, I'll tell you, Dolores, I got me a hold of one of them Viagras, and I took me about half of it. And I was feeling real, real good. And so I called me a couple of ladies over. And I tell you, after 30 minutes, I had to call the ambulance to take one of them away." But my next door neighbors, growing up, they were like grandparents to me and my 2 sisters. And we didn't have a small town, we didn't have cable in our town. So they got one of those big satellites and loved the show The Sopranos. I go over there, you never know how to react when 2 70-year-old people tell you about big pussy getting whacked. That's my time, everybody. Thank you.